Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This is a dedicated video on Topstep, which is exclusively a prop firm for futures, not Forex, so please keep that in mind. I'm going to talk about all the rules, what it takes to pass, and how much more advantageous it is compared to other prop firms. So without further ado, let's get started. When you first sign up for Topstep, you're going to go through what's called their trading combine, which is basically their evaluation. Once you pass that, you get funded an express account, and once you become successful in that, you get moved over to a live funded account. And we're going to break each of these down and what they mean, but first let's start with the trading combine. To start with the trading combine, Topstep charges $49 for the 50k account, $99 for the 100k account, and $149 for the 150k account. And these costs are per month, but in all likelihood, I don't think you'll need the full month. Obviously everyone is different, but statistically, those who do eventually pass the Topstep trading combine do so in less than a month. Regardless, these membership costs are monthly, but that payment will automatically stop once you pass the combine. You can choose to reset the combine at any time as well, and the costs for those are the same price as the initial membership prices. Pretty straightforward. And among the industry average for prop firms, these prices are definitely on the low end as far as evaluation costs, especially for the 50k account, which again is only $49, so that's good. But we'll talk more about the advantages of Topstep in detail compared to other prop firms shortly. Once you sign up, the rules are pretty straightforward as well. The profit target that you have to meet for the 50k account is $3,000, $6,000 for the 100k account, and $9,000 for the 150k account. The maximum loss limit, which is the total amount you can afford to lose before you fail the combine, is $2,000 for the 50k account, $3,000 for the 100k account, and $4,500 for the 150k account. So let me describe what this means in more detail. Let's use the 50k account as an example. Your max loss limit for this account is 2k, so that means you cannot go below $48,000. However, as you continue to make money, let's say you increase the account to 51k, then the max loss limit threshold goes to $49,000, meaning you can go below that amount now. So it basically continues to trail you within that 2k window until it gets to that starting balance. Your max loss limit cannot go above your starting balance, which is $50,000 for the 50k account. So if you increase this account to 55k, the max loss limit will stay at 50k, and now you have a $5,000 cushion instead of a $2,001 when you started out. I really hope that makes sense and hope this graphic illustrated that point. If not, please ask questions below and I'll do my best to answer them. There is one last detail, but it is a very important detail. Your max loss limit is calculated at end of day. What does that mean? It means no matter how much you're making intraday, your max loss limit doesn't get calculated until the trading day is over. The reason why I'm saying this is because a lot of prop firms have an unrealized loss limit. So that basically means any profit that you're making during a trade will continue to trail you even if you don't sell that amount. So using the 50k account example again, let's say you took a trade and were making $1,000, but instead of selling and taking your profit, you decide to hold the trade. The trade goes against you and your balance goes back to 50k. So you decide to sell break even though you didn't take a loss on that trade. Your loss limit, or drawdown is what some other prop firms call it, now becomes $1,000 instead of $2,000, making your margin for error that much smaller, or you'll fill the combine. But again, you don't have to deal with this with Topstep, which is awesome and definitely one of the advantages compared to other prop firms. Again, your loss limit threshold won't trail you even if you don't sell. It will only calculate until you're done at the end of the day and all your trades are closed. Alright, moving on. The maximum position size is pretty straightforward. These are the max number of contracts you can trade at any given time under the account parameters, which is 5 contracts for the 50k, 10 contracts for the 100k, and 15 contracts for the 150k. Now let's talk about the daily loss limit. The daily loss limit for the 50k account is $1,000, $2,000 for the 100k account, and $3,000 for the 150k account. If you hit the daily loss limit, you don't fill the account. That only happens if you hit the maximum loss limit. So very important to keep that difference in mind. Your daily loss limit will basically auto liquidate and flatten your position for the remainder of the trading session if it goes below the amount listed on the table for the prospective account. And you'll basically be done for the day and won't be allowed to take any more trades until the next trading day. This is just to keep traders in check and preventing them from over trading and hitting their max loss limit. Whether you agree with it or not, I understand. Some prop firms choose to have this rule in place and others do not. Topstep is just one of them. Let's talk about the consistency rule. The consistency rule states that your best trading day cannot exceed 50% of your profit target. So let's use a 50k account example again. The profit target for that account is $3,000. 50% of $3,000 is $1,500. So you got to make sure you don't have a day that's greater than 1,500, and that's pretty much it as far as rules. Once you reach the profit target, you avoid the maximum loss limit and you've hit the consistency target, You will now be eligible for the Express Funded account and are finally ready to make real money. The transition to the Express Funded account usually takes 1 to 2 business days, and although an Express account is still a simulated account, unlike the Live Funded account, which we'll get to in a second, the money you earn from an Express account is very much still real money that will be given to you during your payout. But in order to activate your Express Funded account, you'll have to sign a contract and pay an activation fee. The activation fee, regardless of the account type you chose during the trading combine, is a flat fee of $149. This is a one-time payment, but the payment is required per account. You can have up to 3 Express accounts with Topstep, and you can choose a trade copier to trade on all 3 accounts at the same time and triple your earnings. You can copy trades on TradeAway, QuantTower, RTrader Pro, and Topstep X for this. But keep in mind, there are no resets with an Express account or a Live Funded account. If you break the rules, you have to start from square one and retake the trading combine and pay the fees again. So what are the rules for an Express account? They are very much different than the trading combine, yet very similar. So with the Express Funded account, there is no consistency target anymore, so that's great. There's also not any profit target to meet. The Express account begins with a $0 balance, but the maximum loss limit and the daily loss limit very much remains the same. Do not hit the daily loss limit or your account will be deactivated for that trading day, and even worse, do not hit the max loss limit or you'll lose the Express account. And for the Express account, you have to follow the scaling rule. I got this image directly from Topstep's website. It basically shows how much contracts you can trade once your balance gets at or above these amounts. And it has it broken down for each account size, so fairly easy to follow. Don't trade above the max number of contracts allowed within these profit thresholds, and that's pretty much it for an Express account. Now let's talk about the Live Funded account. So this is an account you'll be transitioned to once Topstep determines you have shown consistent success in your Express account. However they determine that and for how long is up to them, but once you're in the Live account, you're legit going to be trading with Topstep's actual funds that they provide you. So no more simulation. You've proven to them you're a top level trader, and although they understand they're ultimately liable for those funds, they're entrusting you with it. And the fact you're now trading with real money, you will certainly contribute to the volume and buy and sell orders for whatever instrument you're trading. Although in the grand scheme of things, your orders may not have that much of an effect on the market, you're still contributing nonetheless. As far as any kind of activation fees with the Live account, there are none. That was taken care of with the Express account, but you will have to worry about CME exchange data fees, which will be around $135 per month going forward. So definitely the highest cost between the Live, Express, and trading combine, primarily because it's an ongoing cost. And that's why many traders just prefer to stay in the Express account so they can avoid it. But on the flip side, if you've made it this far, chances are you're making a good amount of money in your payouts anyways, and that $135 is really nothing when you take your total profits into account. The most important and biggest difference with the Live Funded account compared to the Express account and trading combine is that your max loss limit will now be calculated intraday, meaning the max loss limit will now take into account the unrealized P&L, which I explained from earlier in that graphic. So that's obviously one of the unfortunate differences you have to get adjusted to once you transition to a Live account. Commissions are also not included in your P&L, so you will need to be aware of those costs, meaning you'll have to calculate the difference between your account balance and cash on hand to see how much was charged for commissions. Other than that, the rules are pretty much the same as they are with an Express account. Don't hit your max loss limit. If you do, you lose the account. So now let's move on to the payout structure. Topstep offers a 90-10 split for all their accounts, meaning you keep 90% of the profits you make and they keep 10. However, you get to keep 100% of the profits for the first $10,000 you make. As far as payout rules go, you need to have 5 winning trading days of $200 or more each time to be eligible for a payout, and that's non-consecutive, not consecutive, but you'll only be eligible to withdraw 50% of the account balance. However, once you reach 30 winning trading days of $200 or more, these restrictions completely fall off and you'll be able to withdraw 100% of your account balance at any time. The minimum payout request is $125. The payout requests are processed on the same day and usually takes 1 to 3 business days to receive, but at most it can take up to 10 business days. Topstep also offers voluntary closure of the account, meaning you can request every profit you've made in the account balance after 30 winning trading days, but that would ultimately automatically trigger the max loss limit and hence your account will be closed. So now I want to talk about how you would go about passing the trading combine for Topstep, and more importantly, how you can maintain your funded account thereafter. And I know you guys have heard this a million times, but it's undoubtedly worth repeating, and that's risk management. Risk management is the be-all to passing and maintaining your account. I personally focus on a 4-to-1 risk to reward ratio, meaning I risk $250 to try to make $1,000. but I like to focus on the longer time frames, which makes this so much more achievable. I see where the trend is going, and I only trade futures that respects that trend. As far as how I find trends, I use the Ichimoku cloud study provided by Thinkorswim and look at multiple longer time frames to establish a trend. From that point, if I see something I like, I use trend lines and Fibonacci retracements on the shorter time frames to buy at support and sell at resistance, or vice versa if I'm shorting. I keep a tight stop loss and realistic price target while doing all of this. So let's just quickly recap the notable pros and cons of Topstep. For pros, they have an end of day drawdown, which is significantly better than the unrealized drawdown. The membership cost for the trading combine, especially for the 50K combine, is among the industry best. The evaluation process is fairly quick and simple. You don't have to worry about any kind of minimum trading days required like some other prop firms. Just meet your profit target and make sure your best trading day does not exceed 50% of your total profits made for the combine. The payout structure is pretty good, in which they let you keep 100% of the first $10,000 and then you get to keep 90% thereafter. The cons are the ongoing fees as you transition from one account to another. The Express account has an activation fee of $149 and the live funded account has data exchange fees of $135 per month. The payout rules are somewhat of a minor inconvenience as well, where you can only withdraw when you have 5 winning trading days of $200 or more, and it can only be 50% of the profits. But again, this goes away after you reach 30 winning trading days. But that's really it. So if you're interested in purchasing a trading combine account with Topstep, please consider using my affiliate link down below. It'll be the first thing in the description. It'll help out my channel, but you absolutely don't have to. All I ask is that you go ahead and hit the like button on this video if you found it helpful. Please consider subscribing to the channel if you're interested in more content like this going forward. That'll do it for this video. I hope you guys have a great rest of the day. Good luck in the markets and take care. Peace.